Hello guys, and welcome back to Rule the Waves 3 with our Austria Hungary playthrough. In the last episode, we left off entering a massive fleet battle. Although nothing happened in it. Literally nothing. We could not find the enemies because it went to nighttime so quickly and there was just no chance. The scenario then ended. Our Comet Destroyer was, I don't even know where it is here, but our Comet Destroyer was torpedoed upon leaving. Looks like it might actually just be dead. Our corvettes sank 5 of their submarines in between turns, and then one of our destroyers was hit by a mine and killed. Even with all this minesweeping capability that we have, we're still getting hit by mines, which I find just absolutely incredible. We've blockaded Italy already. We can do this single-handedly at this point, especially with all these battleships. Our allies have both said, oh, we're not ready to join the war yet, so I just said, okay, take your time, as usual. At this point, I can beat Italy up single-handedly, and they just are so insistent on fighting me anyway. Because our torpedo got sank, we didn't get to fire any shots. We're actually currently losing, hilariously, but Jupiter intercepts Italian raider, running blockade. Let's go say hello. If it's a light cruiser, or less, then we could probably even handle it. But usually, yep, unknown ship sighted. And it's running away. Max speed, baby! Now, the problem is my engines are starting to kind of give out on these. Hopefully theirs are as well, otherwise I'm never catching this fucker. It's done so much bobbing and weaving that I am actually starting to catch up to this fucker, incredibly. So, we're not really at a great angle, mind you. But I haven't seen us take any hits in the log or anything, so for right now, we are occasionally firing. Yeah, it's starting to open fire. But remember, we way outgun these fucking things. I think it's bobbing and weaving is slowing it down. I think that's what's happening. Like, this is the only reason we're able to catch up. It's because of the constant bobbing and weaving. We have a bunch of 6-inchers. This thing only has, like, some 5-inchers. We also have some, like, 3-inchers on this thing as well. So we have way more to pack a punch with. It's going off in a different direction now, though. If it wants to outrun me, it can. It is entirely up to this thing if it wants to outrun me. The only reason I can shoot at it is because of its bobbing and weaving. So let's try to keep up with it. I just have it on fast speed at this point. Look at it, it's just heading down south some more. This thing is going to be interned, like, no matter what at this rate, I feel. I don't know how this thing could get away without being interned. Ooh, we're getting really close. Ooh. Okay, yes. Alright, we're getting ahead of it. That's perfect. That's perfect. We could do max. Let's do -1 to get a little more accuracy. Looks like we got shot a little bit, unfortunately. You have to follow this as it goes south. Ooh, it's going straight south, this thing, to try to get back ahead of us, because we're chasing it. We've taken some damage as well, unfortunately, but our crews are not as good as they usually are at the start of a war, but they're still better than nothing. They're going to be better than the Italian crews. And I can only hope that we're fucking it up. What's the assessment? The assessment is light damage. Yeah, well, we have light damage too. Is it? It's only structural on us. Ooh, it's like cutting in front of us. It seems like it's slowing down, doesn't it? Because I'm not even going max speed. We're catching up. This thing, oh, this thing is dead. It's dead. Oh yeah. Slow down to max -2 and then just beat the living shit out of it. It's just going in circles, I think trying to avoid us, but it doesn't have the speed. This thing can still launch torps at us, but we can launch torps as well, and I'm pretty sure these things have torps. So we're just going to circle the bitch. We're well within torp range if we do have torps, and okay, we sank it. There you go. Nice. I love beating up their light cruisers. It's actually really, really nice. So we sank it. Apparently that fleet battle, by the way, that we fought, the Italians were supposed to be trying to bombard a shore target. They didn't do that very clearly. So they failed that. Funny, it didn't cost them any points, though, hilariously, in terms of VPs. But this will get us back up to even, I hope, anyway. But hey, look, major victory, 1 prestige. We got 1,000 VPs, sank one of their CL raiders. That's nice. Armor development, fire control, turret and gun mounting, all improving thanks to America. New fighter prototypes ready for evaluation. They're all faster. Their ranges are not all better. This one is certainly not. I don't see what this has over any of the others, so ignoring that one. These two have better ranges. This one has amazing range. And it has the best toughness, equal with what we have right now. So it's faster, has better range. It has the same toughness, same maneuverability, same firepower. This is just like a direct upgrade, it feels like. Reliability of ours is poor, so yeah, let's go ahead and get that Berg 95. I don't see why not. New medium bombers ready. Our submarine sank an Italian corvette. One of our corvettes sank an enemy submarine. We're sinking a lot of their submarine. Patrol craft sank an enemy submarine. A destroyer's been sunk by a mine in the Mediterranean. 270 VPs for blockade. They're getting a lot of VPs from trade warfare, but, you know, I have them blockaded. Japan joins the war. I was hoping it would be France. I was really hoping France would join. Because what's Japan going to do for me? They're going to have to move their fleet over here. Feels like they might already be moving their fleet. If they do arrive with their fleet, that'll be great. But they're beginning, and the hardest part of the war is going to have to be done without them. But yeah, our dock size also expanded by another 500 after that one battle that just didn't lead to literally anything happening at all. The enemies are trying to raid our coastal targets. Okay. With what? This is not a surprise attack. We have our battle cruisers here. Ugh. Well, they better not have battleships then. If we don't have our battleships, I'm guessing they don't either. Our battle cruisers can handle anything that they have. Our light cruisers, maybe not as much, but why do I only have 4 of these? I guess that other one was injured? No, it still doesn't make a lot of sense. It keeps saying I can add stuff, right? No, I could just rearrange my force. I can't add anything right now. Still, we have more BCs than they do. They have their heavy cruisers, but pre-battle mine warfare operations. Corvette lays minefield. We are laying offensive minefields. Cool. Yeah, I have mines on our corvettes. It's really not a lot. Our ASW corvettes don't have a lot of mines. If I put it on a light cruiser, that would actually be way better. But it is what it is. So the BCs are leading. We have some light cruisers out in the front that we'll want to use not nearly like scouts. Let's put them on support AI control just to get them into position. And that's going to send them to the battle cruisers, yes. We have support. Oh man, we have a lot of destroyers. Holy crap. Yeah, we do have a lot. So I'm going to put you on like core for right now. We got to have you online ahead too. I guess I don't need to have you like this at all. We have control pretty much from the get-go. You guys can be a scout. That's fine. We're very close to our coast. Better yet, we're close to our only air base, so our limited amounts of torpedo bombers will make a difference here. And I forgot to set this up. So I usually set this up. I find this so annoying to set up, might I just add, because you have to do it once per force per battle, and I don't know, it's really weird. And it's nighttime, so the light cruisers aren't even going to be really doing anything anyway. I'm gonna have them just be in core. That's fine. Core to support the BCs from behind. That's okay, I guess. Or from the side. The cores are weird. Sometimes they go from the side, sometimes from other sides. We have a lot. This is where we have all our air. The enemy has their air as well, but we maybe more airship heavy. I'm not really sure. So if there is anyone to find, hopefully we'll find them. This is an enemy raid, right? On coastal targets? Yes. So they'll probably pop out eventually. So the Italians, they sailed out, they sank a merchant ship, and then they went back to port. I couldn't see the merchant ship because it was dark. It was nighttime. What is all this? Is this AA? This is air? This might be air. I don't know what all this means, but they lost a submarine. We lost that one merchant ship. They failed to sink any 2 ships. That was their goal. They sank 1 in the dark. It was coastal raid, not bombardment. Yeah, I failed to ever find them because they sank the 1 merchant ship and went home. So technically, I mean, I guess my points came out positive because a submarine was sunk, and I don't even know what got it. I'm not even sure what got it, actually. Damage points sustained Italy's submarines. It failed to return. Damage points. How did we get that? Looks like it might have been some just automated destroyers went ahead and got that. Well, that's great. That's great for us. It was a marginal victory despite the fact that I really didn't accomplish anything. And The enemy already wants peace. But our allies have entered the war, and we are definitely fucking winning. So, no, I'll just be super confident. And, okay, well, there's peace already. So, that was a very short war. Ship design increases from America. We got some concessions. I'm guessing because I didn't get to pick, I'm guessing we were like barely winning enough that it was just some slight amount of base resources. Probably a very tiny amount due to how short that was. And there you go. The world has peace again. We've had another war with Italy, and it ended really fucking early. But that's gonna, I love that, like, raises my tensions with some others, which is really fucking weird. But that's where we are right now. So they sank some of our destroyers with, like, mines and stuff. We sank a light cruiser of theirs and many submarines, but that probably just honestly helps them. I'm gonna set my whole Corvette fleet back to reserve fleet because I don't think we're gonna have a war anytime too soon. And I still need to get those heavy cruisers out. My entire destroyer fleet and light cruiser fleet to reserve fleet. And then I suppose the battleships and battle cruisers as well. At this point, I'll probably mothball those BCs again. I'll mothball the BCs again because I want to get rid of them. They're not that great. The heavy cruisers I'm going to make are, honestly, they almost weigh as much. They're way faster. And while they don't have 11-inch guns, they have 10-inch. And 10-inchers that are actually probably better than these 11-inchers as well. The sooner we get rid of these, probably the better. And it's going to be a while before we have more war. We already have 3 of these building. Let's resume construction on the 3rd one. First one will be done very soon. I might be able to just scrap at this point. These 3 BCs, they're not going to last. They're not going to manage for anything else. Will you let me scrap them? Suggests that the BC Tyrrell with her impressive battle record could be preserved as a museum ship. Maintenance will cost as if she were mothballed. And why would I want a museum ship? I guess I don't mind paying $79 for a museum ship. I get some prestige. Sure. And they're still disposed of, I guess. What? I don't really understand how that works. A museum ship. Does that go anywhere? Is that something I can track? Is it just a constant maintenance I pay to have a museum ship? I mean, okay. I got a little bit of prestige for that. Maybe that leads to some other events. I might as well try it. This is my first ever playthrough. I don't really know what's happening, but I would love to try stuff. So we're completely reserved now, and I think that's pretty appropriate given that we just got out of a war. Monthly balance. We could start production of another heavy cruiser. I'm not sure how long we could really maintain that, but we might as well get started on it. So that's the 4th heavy cruiser. Again, I want to have 10 of these. The design comes from 1928. It's already 1929. I think I can time this to have 10 of them if I'm keeping everything in the reserve fleet. Let's go ahead and move this over to next month. That was a really short war, but hey, at least it wasn't a white piece. We got maybe even just a tiny bit of increased base resources from it. So that's happy. That's a good thing. Reloads for deck-mounted torpedo tubes. Oh, that's hot. Reloads for above. Okay, our next destroyer is going to be something special, let me tell you. Pilots report praise steadiness as a gun platform of the fighter Berg 95. Oh, well, that's cool. It's a good gun platform? What does that mean? Berg 95. I'm not sure, but they're happy with it. Maybe the firepower went up. The next oldest thing we have is our torpedo bomber, so we know how that goes. We want toughness, and we want some speed. Usually how I handle torpedo bombers. Let's go ahead and start looking up another one, and then pass things over into the next turn. Keep on building. A scandal involving dignitaries from Japan. I could use it to embarrass or hush it up. Why would I want to embarrass my ally? If I don't get anything from it, just tension. Why would I want to build tension with them? Our dock size is pitiful, man. We're still behind Spain. I need to focus on this cruiser fleet, so battleships aren't even like something I'm thinking about. And we're above what we need to be anyway for cruisers. And if I really wanted bigger battleships, I could just go build it somewhere else, like France or something. Well, maybe not France. It's maybe not the best place to build stuff. Japan, maybe? I think we're allies with both individuals that are, like, bad at stuff like that. Yeah, inconsistent naval policy. Well, that doesn't affect things that others would build there. But Japan, I think they maybe shook off their undeveloped shipbuilding economy thing. The fascist leader of Italy holds a belligerent speech. Tensions rise. Bro, we just fought a war, and you just gave me a little bit of base resources. That's a typo. Secondar director. Our light cruisers can get some better fire control. Tensions with Italy increase due to belligerent speech. Well, I don't... You know, they have more tensions than me now that I got rid of those battle cruisers, but it's because I'm replacing them with heavy cruisers. All their heavy cruisers are actually pumping out now. It's good for them. Hope you have fun with that. They've kept their BCs, but again, our new heavy cruisers can outrun their BCs, so I'm not really very scared of that. And they can outrun them really well. There's like a huge difference in speed there. Now, the only thing getting in between me and pushing through these turns is assigning commanders to things above average as much as possible, especially for stuff like that. This battle cruiser division does not need to exist anymore. Dissolve it. Battle cruisers are now out, I guess, for like the rest of the game too. So that's special. We've gotten past that point. 1930, which we're moving into right now. This is the halfway point. This is the halfway point because we started in 1900. The end date is 1970. You can go beyond that if you want to like 1980, 1990, I forget. But tech stops moving roughly around 1970. So we're halfway there, roughly. Oh, we're almost halfway there. I guess 35 is the halfway point. We're almost halfway there, but still kind of cool enough. Now we're just going to be burning through months again. The Kaiser made a foreign policy gaffe, smooth things over. I'll just take the prestige and a little bit of general tension with, I guess, Great Britain and Italy. Why Great Britain? Of all things. I guess because they're in our zone. Aviation pundits are ecstatic about the capabilities of modern medium bombers. Okay, well, I hardly use air to begin with because they're still not that good. They're getting much better, I must say. They're getting much better, but they're still unaffordable as fuck. Improved quadruple turrets. What did I just read? Air units call the Loner 87B a lemon. A lemon? Why is it a lemon? I don't know what this means. What does it mean when bombers call something a lemon? Looking at the maintenance for our airships, these are still so cheap to maintain, man. Compared to aircraft, if you look at the air groups, we have a yearly maintenance of, on the air bases, barely anything. The aircraft themselves cost the most. It's still very hard to maintain. The air bases themselves wouldn't cost a lot because we're already making a lot of the aircraft. So I'm hoping to get a second air base in soon. Let me tell you where I'm hoping to get it is right here at Valona to cover this little strip. Because right up here by our capital, this is a nice little strip. And then right down here at Albania. Now the problem fighting fascists is soon. Also, this is the point where these mine-laying submarines aren't really as good at trade warfare anymore. We got a little bit of use out of them, though. So I'm happy with that. But soon, if they haven't already, fascist nations, when they declare war, they can do blitzkrieg invasions. And knowing them, they'll probably take something out, like from us. I don't want to invest a lot into colonies and their air bases. I'd rather spread it out because Italy could easily blitzkrieg invade and take one of our possessions around them now that they're fascist. Man, we have the least naval aircraft of any nation on the planet by a long margin. This is why some nations like just can't afford as much fleet anymore. I think it is time to build another air base at this point, honestly. So I think I will build an air base, and we are going to build it at Valona in Albania because that's like just the next best choke point to cover. The actual air base cost itself won't be too bad. It's going to just serve a similar purpose in terms of air groups. It's going to have a lot of fighters, probably torpedo bombers, naval patrol aircraft. Until we get higher amounts of planes, I don't necessarily want to diversify from that too much. And we have the pilots, which are going to be elite. The aircraft themselves are going to be quite some maintenance, but by the next war, having this covered and then having this covered should be pretty good. Anything like Cyprus, would be a fucking waste. Not Cyprus. Is this Cyprus? What is this again? Rhodes. Fucking Cyprus. This is Cyprus. Rhodes, it would be a waste for an airbase. Sardinia, compared to some other things, it would be a waste. Getting something over at like Qatar or Spalato, it's probably Spalato, would be the next best move, I feel, because a lot of our battles happen around here. We've unlocked 2% weight savings on machinery. Amphibious operations are improving. We're getting better invasion capability. New Russian fighters better than ours. New US medium bomber can carry a heavier bomb load. I guess they really care about bomb load for medium bombers. Maybe I should start prioritizing bomb load and not toughness, but I really do care about the toughness quite a lot with something like a medium bomber. Maybe I should care less. And then for the fighters, they really talk about speed a lot, but I never prioritize the speed. I think I'm just going to stick to my own priorities. Maybe they're bad. Maybe they're good. I don't know. We're building a new airbase. Our money is not doing very well, as I expected, but our first heavy cruiser will be done in 5 months. Let's try to keep it semi-positive. Let's pause one of these for a month. That shouldn't be too bad. Regional war seems imminent in the Balkans. I love how our fucking tension with Italy is already super high again. Get budget and tension if we try to fund the stuff, strong arms industry, or avoid stoking the fires of war. I don't like the tension with Great Britain, so I'm just going to avoid stoking the fires of war. Torpedo bomber prototypes ready for evaluation. This is slower. No, wait, no, this is my old one. These are all faster. The ranges are notably better in every regard. Maneuverability is only better on this one, but the toughness is only as good on this one. This is really weird. This is a really weird thing that I'm seeing here. Why do we have such heavy bomb loads on these? Well, while the range and everything's much better, there's other things that are suffering quite a bit. I'm not really sure how I like this, but this is a massive improvement in range, I must say. Even if the toughness and maneuverability does go down, speed goes up, range goes up tremendously on a torpedo bomber. Come on a torpedo bomber. Yeah, let's get that upgrade to range. The range is what's going to allow it to eventually kind of replace all those air bases. American fighter entering service faster. I wish I could turn those off. I really don't care about any of that. We could enter a tech sharing agreement with Great Britain. Oh my god. Yes, please. Fucking yes, please. That'll reduce tensions with Great Britain. That's really good. And now we have a tech sharing agreement. It doesn't really show it, but we have one. I don't think it's ended with America and Great Britain, like the two most advanced nations on the planet. Why doesn't it show that I have tech sharing agreements? Like, why is that not something I can just look up and see? Good question. I don't know the answer. But that's cool. So they shouldn't be a problem. Tech sharing agreement should be pretty good. Even if America's has gone away, Great Britain's is going to be a huge benefit to us. Let's resume construction on this heavy cruiser at this point. Our airbase in Albania is done. Has no units. I don't care. I know how to make them now. We're fine. I will expand that, though. We want that to be as big as the other one, which is our max still, which is 40. Let's go ahead and do that. This money is really hard to min-max, but first heavy cruiser will be done shortly. That final battleship is finally close to being... It's going to be pumped out way later than the other ones, but these are going to last probably quite a while for me. These other ones just kind of have to last, these 12-inchers, but they should be good for a decent bit as well. These Jupiters, I don't even know why I still have them, just because I don't really have the capability to replace them, but considering they're pretty generally low maintenance, they're probably going to last quite a while as well. It is 1930. We're 2 years past the design of this ship. Yeah, we have 4 in production. Yeah, I think we can get that number up to 10. I think we can get 10 of these heavy cruisers out. We're just going to have to keep pushing through. And Balkans, threatened by a neighbor, back ally unconditionally, gain tension. International Peace Conference. Yeah, let's do that. International Peace Conference, no concrete results. That tends to happen quite a lot, I've noticed. I wonder what nation I will play where I will ever see a disarmament conference and think, wow, that result looks great for me. Something that doesn't make me as weak as Spain. I guess if I'm already Spain, you know, that's a pretty good option, right? When I play Spain, I'll probably play 1890 though. Oxygen fueled torpedoes. Oh, cool. What does that do? 20-inch guns -1. Holy shit. Improved model of the Naval Patrol aircraft. Loner B becomes Loner C. Get some more firepower. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Can I also request a new proposal? I can, and I haven't done so. Got a new torpedo bomber coming. Float plane scout, I guess. I don't use float plane scouts, although I was looking at maybe putting some on some light cruisers. I learned that you have to like put the catapult on instead of the seaplane hangar. You just put a catapult on with one thing. I didn't put them on the heavy cruisers. I was min-maxing their overall capability too much. And again, you know, we're in the Mediterranean. Our speed, our air is just going to be more coverage based anyway, but I will continue to upgrade these because I think we are almost to a point where I should be able to start fitting these on a lot of my cruisers. What I've kind of gone with instead has just been like instead of going with float plane scouts, I've been going for more AA, because I don't know, I just don't see them as being that useful to us in our current situation. You know, I might just get rid of them. Thing is, they can have some bombs on them, as you can see. They can actually carry some bombs. They could actually be a little bit of a fighting force. But I feel like, again, the land air bases should come first, because everything is just so fucking close to the land. And at that point, I should just maybe have carriers. I might just get rid of these. I've been paying for them quite a bit, but I think I'm just gonna get rid of them. We're not going to use them. So what's the point of having them? Might as well just get rid of them. Stop paying for them. Because I don't need that kind of projection. My airships cover everything. Soon my air bases will cover everything. We're a Mediterranean power. That has always been the goal of this. And that's what my money and fleet can handle. So, I mean, fuck it, right? Our heavy cruiser's done. Unfortunately, I had trouble reaching its design speed. It's fine because it's so fast. Anyway, a naval visit by Spain. I think I might insult these to get some prestige. Fuck Spain. I could kick their asses. Well, maybe not while they're allied with Great Britain. But I am allied with France and Japan, so I'm just going to take the prestige. Fuck Spain. Whatever. I don't care if Great Britain gets called in. I have France and Japan. France would let me take them on. Japan would be helpful too. I don't think that amount is very problematic anyway. Resume construction on that. We have the battleship about to finish next. We have 3 more heavy cruisers going. We need to pay for 1 more heavy cruiser soon, and that'll be a full division. Let's just put you on reserve fleet immediately. So unfortunately, 33 knots instead of the ideal 34, but I'll take it. I'll take it. We got the blueprints of a Russian ship, a light cruiser, 7,900 tons, has mines and stuff. Yeah. I like the mine-laying submarines for laying mines, rather than weakening my surface ships with it. Because then it serves a bunch of different purposes. Because I'm not relying on these things for trade warfare or anything, and the mines can hurt enemies as well. They can just blow up enemies in the background, so that's great. We still have our tech sharing with America, and we have it with Great Britain, so we're benefiting quite a lot from that. We're almost to 1931. There's rebellion in Cuba. What would you recommend? I think I'll help France root out the rebels, yeah. Because they are our allies. The Phoenix 94, the reliability of it is being praised. I'm not researching anything new because our oldest thing now is just from last year. I don't think tech has really moved that fast at this point. This torpedo bomber will replace this soon, so it's not really a concern either. 4 more months until the Prinz Eugen is done. I'm starting to amass teeny amounts of money. And good thing too, because Japan wants to sell a shipboard aircraft operation. I don't really know if we're ever going to use this kind of stuff, but I'll still take it. Lowers risk of landing accidents. If I do start using a lot of air, I'm going to do it from the sea. That's where float plane scouts would probably be handy as well, because they would be carrier capable. Rebellion Cuba continues. Fleet logistics are improving. Aircraft types. Show me the obsolete types real quick. Look at my float plane scouts. Are they carrier capable? No, they're not. So, like, that's... what's the fucking point, right? Put them on AVs or something. Yeah, no, I guess it would just be like fighters and stuff like that that would go on carriers. Usually torpedo bombers, fighters. That's all we really have right now that's ever been carrier capable. Honestly, the existence of this Italian light aircraft carrier and the fact that they're making a full one now is another reason why we need to start getting into more air bases, because they're going to try to be using this stuff offensively, even though they already have a ton of air bases in general. So we want to make sure we can, like, compete with that. But from land is going to be the easiest. Planes are still very limited by nighttime, so it's not like they can really fly in nighttime. Is my airship fleet the biggest? It is. Haha. Italy's also building a fuck ton of destroyers, getting their destroyer fleet back up, but they're not building as much battleships anymore, so our tonnage over there will make sure that we can always blockade them, especially once we get all these heavy cruisers done as well, because these are very heavy. So I wonder what their blockade value would be. Probably pretty decent. Oh, it's 6. Well, it's not that bad. It's not as much as I'd hope, but it's not that bad. I have gone ahead and added to the new airbase Valona 20 fighters, 10 naval patrol aircraft, and 10 torpedo bombers like we have at Pola. That seems good to me. And we have a nice full episode here as well. So we've gone through an entire war, yada yada. This is where we're gonna call it. Very interesting. Moving into the 1930s here, air is about to become way more important than it's been this whole time, and we're getting back into heavy cruisers. I'm excited to see how this goes. Let me know what you guys think of how this playthrough is going. For now, though, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.